This is the Dr. Paul Show, a woman's personal guide to understanding men. And now, here's Dr. Paul.
Hi, this is Dr. Paul. Welcome to the Dr. Paul Show. Something a little different up front tonight. I saw a documentary that totally shocked me. This documentary was about rape in the military. I'm a veteran. I come from a family of veterans, and I was shocked. I'm going to read some selections to you from the Tampa Bay Times, formerly the St. Petersburg Times, written by Eric Duggins. He did a fine job on this, by the way. A woman named Jennifer Molina, who I understand is an Emmy Award winner, did this documentary in connection with the University of South Florida, the WSF. Now, what I'm seeing is something that I find to be totally disturbing, and I'm certain that you will as well. An estimated 19,000 rapes were reported inside the military in 2011. That's 19,000. Think about it. About 498 people were prosecuted out of 19,000. Just about 38% of those were convicted, somewhere around 189 people. This is totally unacceptable. It gets worse. 23% of female veterans and 1.2% of male veterans say they have experienced this rape, according to the film. 23% of female veterans have experienced sexual harassment, more than sexual harassment, but rape. What are you people thinking? I'm going to get into that in a moment. One woman, a 20-year Air Force veteran, she's 20 years in the Air Force, was raped by a fellow serviceman who lured her into his room. She told her superior, who eventually raped her as well. Now, men are being targeted by other men. One man went AWOL to avoid his tormentors. Other female veteran spoke of getting coached to avoid being alone with fellow soldiers. This is totally unacceptable behavior. Secretary of Defense Panetta, are you listening? This is totally unacceptable behavior. Now, let me tell you something about rape, man on man. I attended a continuing education seminar several years ago. Behind the two-way mirror was a clinical psychologist, and there with him was a male who had been convicted of raping another male. He sodomized him. The man was bulked up. He had tattoos. He had shaved head. He was doing everything he could to project himself as Macho Man. Now, you and I both know that you are overcompensating. The psychologist asked him, "Are you a homosexual?" "Oh, no," the man said. He was very fearful. You could see the fear in his eye. I was watching him. "Oh, no." He said no several times. He said to him, "Have you ever felt that you had homosexual tendencies?" And the man said, "Oh, no." And he looked, and he was getting tears in his eyes, and his lower lip was quivering, and all of a sudden his head hit the desk. His head hit the table, and he was sobbing. Turned out, yeah, he was homophobic because he fears that in himself. He knows what he is. He is a latent homosexual. He's hiding it. Look, if you're homosexual, end of sentence. But don't be a hypocrite. Don't sit there and try to hide it. So what do? You damage other people who may be gay because you fear that in yourself. Now, let me tell you something, guys. And this is from a clinical observation. You don't get turned on. You don't have an erection for other men if you are heterosexual. Period. So when you get out there and say, "Oh, well, I was teaching him a lesson. God, he was gay." Oh, so are you. I know, it's tough to hear, isn't it? But the reason you're homophobic is because you fear that in yourself. See, we decry in others what we fear most in ourselves. We criticize in others what we fear most in ourselves. And this is what's happening. Now, Moving on further, raping 23% is just beyond belief. Fellow female soldiers is totally unacceptable, obviously totally unacceptable as well. These numbers are totally outrageous. And let me inform you, if you were under my command, I would pull every string to get you into a military prison. I taught the Uniform Code of Military Justice, all right? I would make certain that you would get a full court-martial to the fullest extent of whatever imprisonment could occur, and that you would be in a military prison. Let me tell you the difference between a military prison and a civilian prison. Civilian prison, your hair can be long, you can have tattoos, and you can have gangs you belong to. No, that's not the way it works in a military prison. It's like being in boot camp every day, 24/7, 365. You will come under the command of the cadre who are there, and you will pay the price. You will do what you're told in no uncertain terms. You'll drop and give 20 push-ups anytime they want. You will pay the price. That's where you belong, because you're a disgrace to yourself, to the uniform, to the branch that you're in. So don't be in my Navy, my Army, my Marine Corps, my Air Force, my Coast Guard. You're a disgrace. And why do I say it? Because I'm a taxpayer. And Secretary Panetta, you need to do something about this. This is 23% of the females in the military are raped. I can't believe that. I hope these statistics are wrong. How do you expect to have women join the military with these statistics? And then they talk about post-traumatic stress that these women undergo later, and men. All right? It's beyond comprehension. I don't normally get off on subjects like this. Being a veteran, having been from a family of veterans, I find this to be onerous at best, not acceptable. You know, I am proud of my service. I am proud of my family's member service. I'm in the American Legion. I'm in the Fleet Reserve. I just cannot understand why people do these things. Okay, we're going to go to a break upcoming, but I had to mention this again. The documentary filmmaker is Jennifer Molina. You can look her up on the internet, Google her, and you can also write a letter to Secretary of Defense Panetta and say, hey, I saw this on the Dr. Paul Show, and I think it's totally unacceptable. Do something about it. Right, your congressman, your senator? Oh, yeah, it's an election year. You know, light them up. Put a fire under them. And they'll respond. It's an election year. They always do. All right, we're going to break right now. Going to the emails right after the break. This is Dr. Paul. You are on the Dr. Paul Show.
To be on the Dr. Paul Show, call toll-free 1-866-826-1340 or locally 727-441-3000. Dr. Paul returns in just one moment.
And now, back to the Dr. Paul Show.
Welcome back to the Dr. Paul Show. A little postscript on our previous statement, and that is this. If you are a heterosexual male, I am a heterosexual male. A male takes his clothes off in front of me. Well, you know, Leonard said I have the same plumbing. Now, if a female does the same thing, I will rise to the occasion. So it goes. All right, next. You like that, Bill? Would that work for you?
That would work for me.
All right.
I mean, it's astounding where you found that. I had never heard of that before. I mean,
neither have I. It's just a shocking. Well, you were in the service too, and it's a shocking thing to me to believe that this is happening.
Well, they call it in the service. They call it sexually traumatized.
That's exactly what they do call it, and that's unfortunate because let's tell it like it is. That's my point.
Yeah, they need to. The military needs to pay those individuals that they have done that to.
Well, they have to compensate them, and number one, they have to make it stop. I mean, you warn somebody you're going to go to the military prison. Everybody in the military knows what military prison is, and we make it crystal clear when I taught the Uniform Code of Military Justice, as you know. This is what a military prison is. This is what a civilian prison is. You don't want to go to either one, but if you have a choice, you better take the civilian because that military prison is no joke.
Well, there are many congressmen and senators that are aware of this issue, but no one is coming out front to say we need to pass a law to stop it.
Well, maybe this woman who's the Emmy Award winner will make it happen, because I don't believe a lot of the public know about this. When they find out, especially people out there whose daughter's going to the military, no parent wants to think of their daughter being raped. I mean, 23%, that's 1 in 4. That's almost 25%. 1 in 4 women going into the military has the potential of being raped.
Don't that open up a whole can of worms?
Oh, yes, it does.
With don't ask, don't tell now?
Well, there's no don't ask, don't tell anymore.
Well,
if you're gay, you're gay. That's
what
fine.
I'm
It's okay in
saying.
the military. My feeling about it is the same as if somebody's gay in the military. I don't care if you shoot straight, but I do care if you're straight. I'm sorry. I don't care if you're a straight shooter, but I do care if you shoot straight. I don't want to be in a trench, a foxhole, and I don't care what you are, but you better be a good aim. You better be an expert marksman. I may need you around to cover my back. Okay, enough of that. Moving right along, we have some email, and I think you're going to like these. Hi, Dr. Paul. I am trying to make something work that isn't working. Okay, I am an engineer, and you know how guys like to make it work. Okay, my friend from college said that I am trying too hard, so here is the problem. I have been seeing this girl for about 6 months. She has some drama in her life. She will ask my opinion or advice, then still does the wrong thing and even asks her girlfriends what to do. It really sets me off. I saw your show about narcissism, and I can see a lot of that in her. So I really like her a lot, but it's like she lives her own life, and I just happen to be around. I'm going to comment on this after I get through the letter. My question is this: can I do anything about it? I mean, really do anything about it? Just sign me frustrated. Okay. You recall in one of my videos on the internet, and also in my book, you can't make a silk purse out of a sow's ear. Okay? You never want to cast your pearls before swine. What you're doing, and you're right, is you're Mr. Fix-It. You want to make it work. Well, you're an engineer, and you know where you're coming from. You're bright enough. You're an engineer. You see, I know what I'm doing here. I'm trying to do the same thing in this relationship that I do over here in my work. I make things work. So I can make things work here. No, you can't. You are basically trying to change a person. You're very analytical. You are right. You analyzed and saw this woman for what she is. You saw elements of narcissism here. Frustrated? I will tell you something. People don't change. You may modify behavior, but people don't change, and you're not going to change either unless you modify your behavior. You are going to have this type of person with you over and over and over. Different names, same person. You are a Mr. Fix-It. You're an engineer. You can make it happen. Many of us are that way. I don't care if you're a psychologist, and that would include me. I don't care if you are an engineer. I don't care if you are a nurse. And this goes male and female. You want to make things change. You can change people. Teachers are really good at this, right? No, you won't. I find my degree, behavioral psychology, and I have finally come to the realization that you aren't able to change people. I started realizing that when I was teaching. I taught on the high school and the college level. And you see some students, you teach them all, that's your job, but there's some students out there that are salvageable. They can be salvaged. They haven't made a self-realization. That's what education is all about. You might help this person to realize herself, but from what you're saying, she doesn't sound as if she's going to listen. She gets your opinion, then she asks her friend, and she does the wrong things. It kind of goes into cycles, and it's never going to stop. My advice to you is phase out of this one and find another one. I know you like her, but at least you didn't say you love her yet. If you just like her, maybe this is time to reevaluate, where have I been? Where am I now? Where am I going? This may not be the place you want to be. Recognize in yourself that I may have an issue here. I may be looking at people like this. I bet you've been there before. Trying to change things. Trying to fix it, make it work. Sure you have. Of course you have. isn't going to happen. It's like the joke about psychologists. How many psychologists does it take to change a light bulb? Only one, but the light bulb has to really want to change. This person sounds like she doesn't really want to change. In fact, almost entrenched. And when you said she shows signs of narcissism, that's a red flag. That one is very difficult to overcome. It's all about her, and she's going to make her own choices. Don't confuse me with the facts. My mind is made up. That's what we're looking at. So, your question is this: can I do anything about it? I mean, really do anything about it? And the answer to me is no. Now, you may send this over to some other relationship consultant, and they'll tell you what you want to know. Dr. Toughlove will tell you, cut your losses. Just like we do in Wall Street, cut your losses, move on. It's the only thing you can do. The best learn item here is, the best learning situation for you is find yourself not repeating this. This may be a repetitive thing in your life. I can fix it, Mr. Fix It. No, you're not. Although your intentions are good, the results will always be the same. I know that sounds negative. You're not a behavioral psychologist. You're not a psychiatrist. You're not a psychologist. You are not going to make this behavior come to the point where you want it. You can modify behavior, but you're not going to change the person. All the best with this one. Okay, we have another one here. This was interesting. I was called to my attention. My producer said, "Hey, Dr. Paul, look at this." I said, "Okay, what's wrong with me?" "Dear Dr. Paul, what's wrong with me?" Think about what's wrong with you. All right. I have been dating this man for about a year, almost a year. He is a dream come true compared to my ex-abusive husband. For some reason, I don't feel like I deserve him. Wow. Undeserving, huh? Maybe, as one of my college friends says, I am just used to being put down and anything else doesn't seem real. Sounds like your college friend has had some psychology background. I have to get over this. Yes, you do. The recognition that you have to get over this is step one. I already told him I love him, and he has said the same too. I feel your video when you said there is no time limit when to see someone after divorce. Yes, I agree with your video. Just give me something that might help me to realize I am finally with the man who really loves me. I will. You have been, in some ways, brainwashed by your abusive past. And what you're doing is carrying this baggage forward. I'm undeserving. No, you're not. You are deserving. And I say that because you have in many ways found yourself. Let me go back. First of all, you said, what's wrong with me? So you recognize there's something that's not right. Something has to be done differently. Okay, he's a dream come true. Well, you obviously love him. You said you love him. And I don't feel like I deserve him. Of course you do. If you didn't deserve him, you wouldn't be with him. If you did not deserve him, he wouldn't be with you. Yes, you deserve him. You deserve the best for yourself. You've been through hell. You had this abusive ex-husband. What do you want, another one? See, people pattern. You don't want to go there, but people do it. I've seen it repeatedly. Always remember when I sat behind the two-way mirror watching the clinical psychologist with a female who'd been badly beaten. Well, we can take your children and yourself and put them into a safe home. Oh, no, I'm not going to a safe home. I love him. That was it. I said, I'm going to use my degree in other areas. I'm not going to be in the consultation profession. And I chose not to. I will do this, but I simply couldn't go there. And your friend has some good sense. I'm just used to being put down and anything else doesn't seem real. That's really where it is. You have been traumatized, really. And that's what's happened. You've been brainwashed, traumatized, to the point where you're saying, well, that's what I am. That's what I deserve. I'm so used to being beaten that I deserve to be beaten again. No, you don't. You deserve the best for yourself. If you didn't do it again, I'm going to help you. I said, just give me something to help me realize I finally am with the man who really loves me. You will already realize it. If you didn't realize it, you wouldn't have written to Dr. Paul. Yeah. Okay? It's like the religious people say, bless you. Move on. You're good. Good. You did a good job. You've located somebody who you have a great feeling for and has a great feeling for you. Appreciate it. Enjoy it. You deserve it. All the best. How about that, Bill? Does that sound deserving to you?
It does sound deserving.
She's gone over this business with an ex-husband that was abusive. Now she has a dream man, and she's saying to myself, wow, what have I done to deserve this? You don't have to do anything to deserve it. You deserve it.
She deserves a break today.
That's right. All right. We're going to go to a break right now. We've got a few more of these that we're trying to catch up with emails. This is Dr. Paul. We'll be right back after these messages.
And now, back to the Dr. Paul Show.
Welcome back. This is Dr. Paul. You're on the Dr. Paul Show, and I have a treat for you. My producer, Bill, said, hey, guess what, Doc? You've got to see this one. Dear Dr. Paul, I have been a fool. Okay. I am sorry now. I dated this super guy and treated him not as good as I could. The reason is this book by a woman who said men really like bitches. Can we say that on the air, Bill?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we just did. All right.
I just did because you're Dr. Paul.
Not a, thank you. Not a term I normally use, but okay. Where are we? Oh, yes. The more you treat them badly, the more they will come after you. It's like a challenge. Let me stop right there. I know this book. I believe 2 women wrote it. It's absolute rubbish. Yes, you can disagree with me. Ladies, you wrote the book. I think there were 2 women that wrote the book. Don't pay attention to this. On the other hand, let me say this. You decided to use this book in your life. This was your Bible. It was your gospel. Now, why do you suppose you did that? Because you wanted to. And you just needed somebody to reinforce what you already thought. So you said, aha, I now have a reason to do what I'm doing, and I have this book that supports my thinking. And you said, I've been a fool. I'm sorry now. The more you treat them badly, the more they will come after you. I think there are a lot of men that are that way. I'm not sure you want them, but there are a lot of men that are that way. You want somebody that has no backbone? Go for it. He warned me over and over. I don't want to say thanks to you, but I should have listened. I just thought he was being defensive. One day he said he was leaving and moved out. I was mean to him when he was leaving. Then he didn't call. Ever. I feel awful and it breaks my heart. I'm having a tough time being sympathetic with you. I ruined it. Now I want him back, and his friend told me that he will never see me again or talk to me. Do you think he means it? I want him back. What do I do? Dr. Paul does the impossible sometimes, but not this time. What you do is learn. You know, win or learn. Don't win or lose. Don't do it again. You just lost someone who obviously cared about you because you allowed yourself to succumb to a book that supported what you thought anyway. I've oftentimes heard women sit there, oh, you give him a hard time, he'll really love you for it. He'll really come back. Bet me. Ask yourself a question. Do you believe that Dr. Paul would come back? Bill, would Dr. Paul come back?
If
hell freezes over?
That's right.
Absolutely. That's right. Hell is not going to freeze over. I promise you that. Never happened. And why? Because if they come back to you after that, they're just reinforcing bad behavior. For one thing. For another thing, you don't treat somebody like that in the first place. But get real. This is not a game-playing situation. In my book, one of the first sentences, I think, in one of the chapters says, let the games begin. To end. This is game playing, and this was a bestseller. I remember that. There's a movie out called Think Like a Man. Is that what it's called, Bill? Think Like a Man is a new movie out. It's based on a book that think like a man and act like a woman or something.
I don't know. I went and saw Avengers yesterday.
I see. Everybody else did too. Anyway, Think Like a Man is another one. I don't agree with him. I mean, that's a good thing. I tell you what men believe and how they operate in relationships, but when it comes to making lists and then going through the list, that's not effective. Some people feel, it's not. We're not taking an SAT here. No college entrance exam here, okay? We want to know how people feel. All right, do you think he means it? Yeah, I think he means it. I think you're done. That's over. Close the door. I think he has closed the door forever. Don't even think it. It's over. I want him back. You're not getting him back. What do? You keep this letter, you put it in a picture frame, you put it on your wall, and you read it every day. The next guy you meet, I'll bet you'll treat him differently. And this goes for men, too. It's not just a woman thing. There are a lot of men out there want to act like idiots and treat women that way, and suddenly that woman's gone. Oh, what did I do wrong? Well, duh. You must be kidding. I have many emails from men who have done the same thing. Well, I felt if I gave her a hard time, she'd really respect me. Why? Why would she respect you because you give her a hard time? She's not going to do that. She's probably out there whining to her friends, and she probably started talking to some other guy about it. And guess where she is now? She's with the other guy. Mr. Macho Man, I thought I gave her a hard time. She'd love me for it, is out in the cold. I didn't like it. Not too cool, is it? Well, yeah, it is cool. It's cold. My advice to you, frame the letter, put it on your wall, read it every day. I love these. We got some good ones tonight, Bill. You made a good selection, my man.
They're rolling in.
They're rolling in. You're right. Here's another one. Dear Dr. Paul, I liked your advice on YouTube about making up. I remember that. I said, you can make up if it's not a case of somebody cheating on you, you can probably make up. If it's a cheating situation, then do it again. Walk away. It's over. It's done. Don't even think about it. Unless you have some kind of an arrangement. Some people have open marriages. If you don't have, that's fine. People say, we only do it together. Threesomes, foursomes, whatever. Swing. If you have an agreement, that's different. But if somebody's doing something behind your back and fooling around, having sex with somebody else, having an affair, male or female, dump them like a bad habit. Gone, done, kaput, das ist alles. Ich hab genug, done. There was some Benet, Italian, German, French in there. Okay. I have dated my boyfriend for 3 years. I was feeling that he was taking me for granted. Oh, okay. I didn't know that was coming. I didn't see that one coming. I felt he did not say I love you as often as he used to. He just took me for granted. That was just one of the things. So I wrote down on a legal pad what I wanted in a relationship. I bet you found that from Dr. Paul. I'm a paralegal, and he said I was... I am a paralegal, and he said I was lawyering up on him. Just like in a criminal case. I almost laughed when he said it, but I was too angry. He talks about general things. He used to talk more about us and our plans for the future. I know he loves me, but he just doesn't get it. Guys, when a woman says you don't get it, that's a bad sign. That means you don't get it. And you will never know what you don't get, but you're going to have to learn, because that's how it is. Listen. The number one rule I can give you guys is listen. All right, and she's saying, I made sure he got it, though. I'll bet she did. I told him I would not be taken for granted like some of the women I know. They are afraid they will lose their mates. I told him that he better get back to where he used to be. It was kind of like the Beatles song, Get Back to Where He Used to Be. Okay, we had it out. I told him to go home and don't call me for 3 days. I got a dozen roses the next day at work. And the next day, after the third morning of Friday, I called him. You can bet that the notes with the flowers said, I love you 4 or 5 times. Remember that story you told on YouTube about That's Once? I told him that. Thanks, Dr. Paul. Don't take anyone for granted. Don't take your girlfriend for granted. Don't take your boyfriend for granted. Don't take anyone for granted. You will pay the price, and the price is very high. This woman helped him come back. She could have dumped him like a bad habit. After 3 years, she had an investment. 3 years of investment in this guy. I don't agree with this business where people say, well, you got him trained now. What is he, some kind of a jumping dog barking at every turn? No, you don't train him like a dog, male or female. No, you have a 3-year investment in something that you felt was valuable, a relationship that was worthwhile to you. It isn't easy to find the right person out there. In fact, it's difficult. I like the Dr. Drake said one time, she said, finding a good man is like finding a good parking place. The good ones are taken, the rest are handicapped. She's on earlier in the evening. That's Dr. Drake, isn't it? Hits the point, makes the point well. All right, let's go back to this story. This story goes this way. It's from Europe. There is this man that had 2 daughters, and one was just wonderful, sweet, and the other one just absolutely a wench. I mean, she was just horrible. So he couldn't get this daughter that was horrible married off. So one day, a man came into the village. He was a miner. He had a horse and a mule, and they walked in and said he was looking for a wife. Oh, the man said, this is my chance. Oh, I got a daughter for you. So ultimately married the woman, and of course, when we kept her mouth shut, her father said, don't say anything, just say yes. That's all. Well, they were on their way. They were going up the mountain, and here was the horse, and here was the mule, and the woman's on the horse, and the horse stumbled. And when I looked at the horse, he said, that's once. And so they went up further, and the horse stumbled again. And so took the woman off the horse and shot the horse. And she let him have it. You foolish man, look at what you did. You shot this horse. He looked at her and he said, that's once. That's the story she's referring to. In other words, I think the man knows, and she told him, that's once. Don't do it again. If you've taken somebody for granted, you're going to pay the price. It isn't worth it. And they're later going to say, well, I didn't know. Yeah, you knew. You did know you were taking them for granted. You didn't say, I love you often enough. You didn't say, I miss you often enough. I didn't say romantic things. Didn't say, maybe you ignored them sexually even. All right? That doesn't go down well. People want to feel needed. Okay? They want to feel secure. Men and women both. It's a two-way street. Don't forget that. It's a two-way street. All right, so I think we have a really good lesson in all of these tonight. I think it's been remarkably well said. So how close are we to a break? Pretty far to the left of that break, are we? I think we're there. I thought we were. This is Dr. Paul. We'll be right back after these messages.
And now, back to the Dr. Paul Show.
Hi, this is Dr. Paul. Welcome back. My producer just handed me something that he said we had not completed, I guess, on the 30th of April, and I need to complete this. I need advice, dear Dr. Paul. I am in school currently. I'm confident in myself. I make everyone laugh. I am in a band. I'm lead guitarist and vocalist, but I seem to get rejected when I ask a girl out. How can I get that special charm that they can't say no to? There's a girl I like also, but she already said no. Please answer this. Thanks, Dr. Paul. Okay, I'm going to help you with this. We were working on this when I guess we ran out of time on that night. Number one, listen. Ask a question and actively listen. Good eye contact, smile. You're the lead guitarist, and a vocalist. So women are automatically going to be drawn to you. But for some reason, you're getting rejected, and you recognize there's some reason, but you haven't recognized the reason. The special charm you're looking for, you already have. You just haven't discovered it yet. Smile. Look them in the eye. And ask them about themselves. Now, when you ask the question, stop and listen to the answer. And then she's going to throw it back to you. What about you? Well, I enjoy doing what I do. I really enjoy music. Well, how do you feel about my music? And let her talk again. How do you feel about music in general? And then, have you ever dated a musician? Well, not really. Have you thought about it? There you're leading into where you want to go. You have to romance a little bit. You can't just say, well, let's go out. Well, you could do that, but maybe the rejection area is what you want to avoid. So you might want to start asking questions and actively listen, because you might find things you like. Remember, it's a two-way street. You may find something that you don't like about them, and you reject them. Say, it's really great talking to you. I really enjoy talking to you. Maybe you'll be here again sometime. Bam, you're gone. Okay? That's it. You have to start looking as if you're selective as well as the girl. Because if any woman thinks that, well, he'll just go with anybody, and I'm not just anybody. You got that? Her ego will not allow her to have you look upon her as just another woman he's trying to hit on. All right? You got to be a little more sensitive, a little more realistic. You're great. You play lead guitar. You're a vocalist. That's cool. That's great. Women like that. But there's some place that the chain is breaking there someplace, and I think what I'm hearing is that you're used to getting things done your way. You're analytical, you're a musician, you sing, that's good, but you need to be a little more, maybe, and you said yourself, charming. Smile, look her in the eye, ask a question. Too many guys, I've seen it happen. In fact, I was at a coaching seminar for men. I even hate to admit this, men who have difficulty meeting women. I think some of the tricks they use are not fair. Because they're leading women on just to go to bed with them, then they drop them, they move on. That's not right. Maybe Dr. Paul's a little more ethical than someone may think, but I really am. I think if you want to meet someone, and if you're having that much difficulty meeting someone, you better hang on to what you meet, because that may be one of the few that you're going to meet, the few that are going to go with you. Put it on another basis. Put it on the basis of listening, making certain that you make her feel like she's just not one of the people you're hitting on. And you might even mention this. So, I play guitar and I'm a vocalist here. And a lot of women think I hit on everybody, but I don't. I mean, I'm selective, and that's probably hard to believe, but I really am. I've noticed you, but I'd like to get to know you a little bit. Let's talk a little bit so I can understand you a little better. Understand is a key word. Then you talk to her. You may find that this is not the person you're interested in, and you go elsewhere. Once they know that you're not hitting on everybody, they want to know who she is first, you might turn it around too and say, a lot of women hit on me, but I'm a little cautious. You know how it is. I don't need groupies. Been there, done that. I'm really looking for somebody that might be an interesting person in my life. That's good. That's how to handle it. Okay, I think I've worked on this long enough. Good luck with that. Let us know how it goes. And do me a favor. Respond. Let me know how that worked out for you. Okay, we're getting down to the wire, but we have more to go. I love this. We haven't had emails night for a long time. We'll have some guests upcoming again, but emails are always interesting. I love them. Okay, I need advice. Hi, Dr. Paul. I have a question that I don't know who else to ask. When in doubt, ask Dr. Paul. How could there be a question? Right, Bill?
Right, Dr. Paul.
I love it. He agrees with me. That's great. Basically, how do I introduce my girlfriend to my family other than my parents? For example, a family reunion. You walk through the door side by side, and your uncle says, "Hey, Chuck, who's this with you?" Oops. Well, he probably knows she is your girlfriend. Should I respond by introducing her just by name, or should I say, "This is my girlfriend Jen," or "This is my girl," or is the girlfriend title too formal? Thanks so much, Chuck. Chuck, make her feel good. This is a woman who I selected as a girlfriend. When you put it that way, it's not just quote-unquote another girlfriend. This is a woman I selected as a girlfriend. Her name is Jen. Jen, this is my Uncle Chuck. Or, hey, Chuck, you're Chuck. Whatever the Uncle Chuck. It looks like Uncle Chuck. Okay, well, anyway.
As long as it's not up, Chuck.
So when you say that, you say, I have someone special I want to introduce you to. This is my girlfriend, Jen. This is my Uncle George, whatever he may be. That's how you do it, okay? That's how you do it. Elevate her. Make her feel included. Well, oh, yeah, this is my girlfriend. She's going to watch how you do that. Oh, may I introduce my girlfriend, Jen. This is my girlfriend, Jen. I'd like to introduce her. We have a special relationship. Anything that makes her elevated, anything that makes her feel, because she's uncomfortable walking in and meeting your family. She's never met your family before. Oh, great, family reunion, she's going to meet your family. Wonderful. She's going to be a little bit cautious, obviously. Make her feel comfortable. Relax her. That's how to do it, okay? You set her up on a pedestal a little bit there and bring her in and say, yeah, Uncle George, this is my special girlfriend. I've never met anybody like her. This is my Uncle George. And then you tell her, Uncle George is a jerk. No, you don't say that. But, tell her up front before you get there. Say, Uncle George can be somewhat problematic, but we'll get through that. Just let me introduce you as my very special girlfriend. And she'll like that. Okay, next one. We're running down the clock here, aren't we, man? Running down the clock. Okay. Wow. Okay, let's try this one. Dear Dr. Paul, I need advice. Actually, I'm a male, aged 54, with a query about your video clip advising men not to appear needy by thinking too hard about needing to get a girlfriend and that relationships pop into your life when you least expect it. Yes, I did say that. I've heard others say this, but I am what Dr. Brian Gilmartin would call a love-shy man. Oh, Dr. Brian, okay, Dr. Gilmartin, who he is, with a fear of showing sexual interest in a woman, which makes me blow it every time I get opportunities to interact man to woman with a woman. Oh boy, I'm going to take some time with this. I may introduce this again next week. So I have been trying to remedy this by repeatedly visualizing myself talking confidently with women. That's good. I like that. Asking them out, etc., to get my subconscious used to this new behavior. Very good. I like that. That's excellent. So I'm likely to get it right in future encounters with women. Is this approach contradictory to your advice, not thinking too much about getting a girlfriend? Thank you for your help. Okay, and I'll not mention his name. All right. Now, what I'm looking at is, this is from another country, and I'm saying to you that you are doing exactly the right thing in visualizing it. You may appear to others to be nervous. That's always uncomfortable for the other person. When I'm saying, don't think too hard about it, you have to relax. Ask them what relaxes you. I came here tonight, this event, one never knows what to expect. Sometimes I feel a little uptight. Well, how do you feel so relaxed? You look relaxed. You tell her she looks relaxed. How do you do that? And then she's going to try to help you. Turn it around. That's what psychology is all about. You turn it around. Well, what do you do to feel relaxed? I've never been to an event like this. Do you mind sharing that with me? Of course she'll share it with you. Oh, I'm going to help him. I'm going to help him become relaxed. You've already visualized where to go. And you ask her about herself, and you start moving in that direction. You've already visualized where you're going with this, but let her let you know how you are going to be relaxed. She'll help you become relaxed. And that's what you want. And then you start laughing. Something funny. Something funny that's humorous, a joke on yourself, that's always good. It doesn't come off as if you're stiff or uptight. You don't want to be there. You want to be relaxed. Lighten up. Okay, I think that'll be helpful for you. I certainly appreciate the fact that you found this on the internet. You looked at the Dr. Paul clip, and I remember that one. Don't think too hard about getting a girlfriend. Think about communicating with somebody. If it evolves into a girlfriend, that's good. But initially, just say, this is cool. This works. I know how you feel. You really want to be there, but you'll get there. Just sort of back off a little bit and let them relax you. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Okay, good. I have another one. And we're probably not going to get to this one because we're running out of time. We're right up to the top of the hour. In any event, as always, this is Dr. Paul. May your fantasies of today be your realities of tomorrow.